Hello and welcome to .NET Lab. I am Rahul Jograna and this is a part 15 of Ionic tutorial series. So in this tutorial I am going to show you a loading components in Ionic. So let's go and start it. So loading components in Ionic. So loading component is an overlay that prevents a user interaction while indicating activity. So this loading component basically are used to display some user interaction while indicating activity while loading a database and background works. So by default it shows a spinner based on the mode. Dynamic content can be passed and displayed with the spinner. The spinner can be hidden or customized to use several predefined options. The loading indicator is present on top of the other content even during navigation. So as far we have used the action sheet controller, same loading component must be present in the top of other content. So here we have one example available for loading. Whenever someone click on some button, in our case we have show loading button, and so whenever I click on this show button, this will display me as some loading message. So let's go and implement loading component in Ionic. So here I am moving to my Visual Studio Code, which is our text editor. So here we have Ionic blank project working so far in this video tutorial. So in previous tutorial we have implement action sheet. So in this tutorial I am going to implement loading. So first of all let's implement loading component. So for that let's add a loading component. So for loading component I will use a loading controller. So loading controller, and within loading controller we must add instance of this. For that we will implement here in our constructor. So for controller I will loading I will use public loading ctrl indicate loading controller, and which is come from loading controller. So this is done. Next let's implement a loading components method, which will indicate this is a loading. For that I am name it as a present loading. So whenever it is called, it will display a set of action methods. So let's add one variable which will be as a loader. So I am using let keyword, and let's giving name as a loader, and this will come from our instance loading controller. So loading controller. So within loading controller dot create method we will implement our loading controller. So loading controller dot create. So here you can use a controller. So first parameter which we can pass here is the content. So what content you want to display in your angular loading content, so you can pass here. So let's I'm giving name as a please wait, data is load. You can display any message here. So this is done. Next you specify the duration you want to display the message. So using duration parameter I'm specify 300 as a parameter. You can specify whatever you want to do. So I have specified 3 seconds as our duration time. So next let's give our action to be present. So for loader our action name loader dot present method. So whenever this method is called, it will present our loading component in our Ionic application. So let's call this application within our button. So let's create a one button. So button ion button, and within a click event click event let's give a name as a present loading. This is done. Load data. So this is done. Let's save these changes, save here. So this will display a two button for us. First we have created in our previous tutorial, and second will be our present loading button. So our application now on build succeeded. Let's move to our browser, and you can see we have our two buttons, first for action and second for our load data. So I am clicking on load data. You can see we have our loading component available. So you can see this will appear 3 seconds. Please wait, data is load. So this is how you can use loading controller in your Ionic application. So here you can external method you can pass here. If you want to specify your loading component like load database, retrieve data from REST API, you can pass this method using your present loading method. So you can specify here. So in my previous tutorial I am going to show you how you can use present loading component with your web API REST example. So this is done. So here you can find external resources for other technology, like if you want to learn ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, AngularJS, ASP.NET Web API, Angular 2, then you can visit my YouTube channel. I have provided this YouTube playlist from beginners. You can learn from scratch. So if you get no notification for new updates, please subscribe my YouTube channel for more updates. The source code are available on my blog, which I have already written on my video description. You can visit there, and the project are also available on my website and my GitHub page. So if you want to develop your application, then contact me. I will create your web application, desktop application, mobile application like Android and iOS. So you can contact me. I will create your application as per your needs. So thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe my YouTube channel for more updates. Again, thank you.